This is Learn the Burner. I'm Garrett,
And this is Devil.
and today we're talking about Color Out of Space.
All right.
So, the whole story is pretty good, kind of weird and strange, but for some reason I really like it. Uh, Originally, it was a H.P. Lovecraft book, which apparently he was not a very cool dude. I did not know that, but
Yeah, he's
anyways,
checkered past for sure.
so he was very racist, huh?
Yeah. Nobody look up what his cat's name is.
Well,
Don't do it.
here we go.
Don't you
Okay,
do it.
hang on.
How dare you, sir?
I type in H.P. Lovecraft, and the third thing is cat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Well, I can't even say the name of his cat. Do you know the name of his cat?
I do. In fact, know the name of this cat.
Well,
Man's a bastard. Okay. And
that's
he didn't really write books, he wrote short stories, you know? Like he
yeah. All of his books are short. Man, this guy is racist. Wow.
yeah,
Oh boy, that's not okay.
he's a product of his time.
Yeah. I mean, he was born when
Around that time where that was
people name their cats that.
yeah, for real. Like, what a fucking weirdo.
He was born in 1890
He, yeah, that
in
sounds about
Providence, Rhode Island. Okay, well, so that's a thing. That's that's history for you. Okay, so he wrote a short story called Color Out of Space. Um, in the story, basically, it's from the point of view of some guy who comes across like this town with a open field, like a huge open field that's just wasted. And the whole story is this guy's point of view of figuring out what had happened in this open field and like accounting on what had happened. So essentially, it's the person who lived in the open field. It was a farmer. He was a dad, had a wife, and he had two sons. Um, and then all of a sudden, this meteor falls out of space, hits the ground, and then they run out and they're like, "Whoa, this is weird." Um, and then all of a sudden, weird things start happening.
Hmm. Am I
So,
am I
you know,
getting
their
a
crops start dying, huh?
am I getting a John Carpenter's The Thing vibe from this?
Yes, it's very of the thing for sure. Like it gets even more vibey in a little bit. Like,
I'm like, I know that meteor is not a meteor already.
well, okay, as you know, in a lot of Lovecraft stuff,
Lovecraft likes
man,
to speak in abstracts and not concretes.
yeah, like he basically will kind of describe something and then like say it's unimaginable or something like that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really give a great like description of what's going on, what's happening, what something looks like, but he does tell you like what's happening pretty much, which is a meteor falls, a thing comes out of the meteor and just kind of spreads like something. You don't even know like if it's a physical thing or anything like that. And then it goes in the well. Okay.
Are we
To
talking
the
like
bottom of the well.
creeping like vines, or is it like
Well,
some
here's
kind
the
of mud
thing.
monster?
You don't really know. Okay, so it's described as a color. Okay. A color.
So like an
Like a
ooze, or it's just color light.
so basically it's a color. You don't really know what's going on, right? And you're like, wow, this is a pretty good book because the whole thing is it's your imagination, right? So you're imagining like all this crazy stuff. But anyways, so the farm starts rotting. The animals start dying horrifically. Um, all the crops, you know, are gone. The house starts falling apart in a way. The first person to get infected or whatever is the wife.
Infection.
So
Oh man.
yeah, so the water's like black, and they've been drinking the water, and
Oh.
so they start getting all weird. Like the youngest son was just standing out in the middle of the night, standing outside, just staring for like hours, and they found him. They were like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, well, I don't know." And then the wife, like started doing weird stuff too. Like she chopped her fingers off on purpose.
All of them.
Well, like 3 of them while chopping vegetables or something. And
So
just
completely
little things like,
hypnotized.
yeah, like they're having like weird, just lapses of time and stuff like that. But the thing is, the book doesn't really tell you all that, because you're hearing it from the guy's point of view, where he's trying to figure out what had happened, and he's getting like secondhand tales from other people, and so anyways, whenever the guy goes to the house, he gets a weird feeling. And
Wait, I'm sorry.
so
I'm sorry. What? There's like an exorcist now?
no, the narrator of the book,
Okay.
whenever he goes to the house, is what I'm talking about. And he's like a normal dude. He works for some company, like a water reservoir sampling company or something. But the book is from his point of view.
Okay.
So he's like, telling you what's happening.
And all that.
The wife,
secondhand narration, like it's something like somebody else told him.
yes. So the wife's stuck in the attic. She turns into some kind of monster. Okay. And the only thing the book really says is like she was crawling around on all fours, like upside down crab walk style, something like that.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like Paranormal Activities, like straight the fuck up. Like I was thinking that earlier when you're like, the kid was staring out in the field. I'm like, Paranormal Activities.
Paranormal Activity.
Or what, like The Grudge or whatever, like these like
Yeah.
haunted house book movies and stuff.
You're totally right. It's like The Grudge and Paranormal Activity put together.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's like a little actual like horror book. All right, I can dig it.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Well, pretty much just like The Grudge, but then with like a splash of Paranormal Activity going on, but no ghosts. It's just a color from outer space. Yeah. Okay, so eventually the wife dies. She just kind of dies, I think. And then the youngest boy dies.
What?
Yeah.
Just dies. Just
yeah. Just
in the
gets
attic
infected.
and then dies.
Yeah. Just pretty much gets infected, turns into a monster, and then like croaks over and just dies.
Oh, well, thank God a water treatment person doesn't need it. Executor or something weird.
Definitely. Then the youngest kid dies. I think he just like falls into the well. And they all die, actually. All of them die.
Falls into the well. That sounds like a job for a water treatment guy. Is that why he's there? Because there's a baby in the well?
Yes.
Well, all right. I can dig it. Seems reasonable.
So the plot points that happen in the story are very like blah, but the takeaway from the story is what had happened, which is a color from outer space came over this farm, okay, and then like everything on it started dying, like just in the most worst ways, right? And that's it. And then boom, it's gone, and now it's just a wasteland of a farm, and that's the whole story.
Creeping rot blight from outer space. Well, my goodness. So, what kind of medium did you consume this short story
in? I read it on the internet.
You read it on the internet?
Yeah, it's like free.
How long is this?
It's pretty short. It's like, I don't even know. It took me maybe 20 minutes to read, I think. But I had read it because this was like 2 years ago, and I was just looking for scary stories, and I was just reading stuff, a lot of creepy pastas and whatnot. I came across this, read it, I was like, ooh, that's actually pretty scary. And then I moved on, completely forgot about it. Then I was in what's the store? Best Buy about a month ago. The DVD for Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage. And I was like, what? I didn't even know that was going to be a movie. Like, I had no clue. And since we're in quarantine, there was no commercial, no trailer that I saw, no movie theater type thing. So I was like, wow. And so I got it, right? And I watched it.
Oh yeah, how to? Gotta love a good old Nick Cage movie. How was it?
It's 100% Nick Cage. There's a lot of Nick Cage going on in the movie. So here's the cast. Got Nick Cage, some people, and Tommy Chong. And it's produced by 4 different people, and Elijah Wood is one of them. I just saw.
Elijah's producing now?
I guess so. He's right here. Yeah.
So we got elderly Tommy Chong playing in this movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like 90. And guess what part he plays?
The pot smoking drug dealer.
How'd you know? How'd you know? That's exactly what he plays.
Because he only plays one character. Well,
himself.
Come on, man.
That's exactly it.
Wait, man. What are you doing, man?
Yeah. I'm 100% like that is what he is in the movie.
I haven't watched this movie, by the way, so like that's our boy Tom.
It's worth watching. I would say give it a watch. But there's there's a couple parts where Nicolas Cage is doing his crazy like overacting thing, and
it's to take his face off and put it on mine.
It's very interesting.
So how's it go? Is it basically the same beats? I'm sure they took some liberties.
It's the same exact story, except more fleshed out. Not really more fleshed out, just more stuff happens. The narrative is just point blank showing you what happens instead of like recounting. It's a more relatable family. It's just a normal family that moved out to a place, and like they moved here, and then right when they moved here, this meteor crashes, and they check out the meteor like, whoa, that's weird, man. It happens in real like 2020 time or whatever.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's modern time.
So they're recording it with their cell phones and they're calling the police like normal people would do.
Okay, well, hold up. So at the beginning, they go, oh, we don't have service out here. So they mark that one right off at the beginning.
Cover their bases.
Like,
and so, he doesn't have service out here.
Yeah, it's not a perfect movie. It's not a bad movie, though, but they do the normal movie type stuff. Hey, we don't have service. Hey, I'm a teenage kid, and I do crazy stuff sometimes. I'm out in the woods. I'm a crazy teenage kid hanging out with Tommy Chong.
Oh, I'm a little high. I'm starting to get a little freaked out by these asteroids. Yeah, I can feel it.
And there's 3 kids in the movie.
No,
there's like a young boy, an older boy, and a middle girl.
A middle girl?
Yeah.
Just the middle of her body?
Well, okay. So the meteor crashes. Everybody starts going crazy. The only different stuff is there's a little more backstory at the end. They explain a little bit of what happened meteor and like what it's doing. So the monster though in the attic, the wife monster, they show it, and you finally like, wow, that's what it's supposed to look like. They didn't use any CGI. It was completely like the thing
crab crawling up the ceiling.
Yeah, except she was like a monster, and like her neck was like 3 feet long.
Oh, so they used practical effects.
Yeah, it was practical. So that was cool. I like that a lot. It was very The Thing looking.
All right.
It was good. It was good. So that was probably my favorite part. And then at the end, the middle girl like connects with the color. And then she has a vision of the color's home world, which is like an alien world, and so it basically says like, hey, we're an alien. This is where it came from. And that's it. Then she dies. Everybody dies.
Oh. get a bit of
And
connection, and then it's taken away.
yep, like they give you a little bit, just a hint of something, because audiences need it. But and the color was like the color in the book was an undescribable brand new color, but obviously that's impossible. So the movie like made a weird pink, purple, yellow changing color type thing. I don't really know,
No,
to be
like a
honest, but
pearlescent something or another.
yeah, it was just like a weird chromatic looking
Okay.
thing that just kind of crawled around the ground, and then like the same color would be like on animals and bugs that came out of just started spawning,
Yeah.
and then like the horses died horrific, or no, they didn't have horses, they had llamas for some reason, or no, they had alpacas. They were alpaca farmers, like they farmed their hair or whatever, I don't know.
Alpaca
But
fur.
hmm?
Alpaca fur.
Yeah, alpaca. There was a good sequence where Nicolas Cage was screaming at his kids about how important the alpacas are. And he takes it over the top, and you're like, okay.
Oh, this guy likes his alpacas.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the story. I like the story because it's unique. It's like a thing from outer space, and it's a color, and it lands on a farm, and it destroys the farm. It's weird. So I like it. Has a special place in my heart. But the book, is not great, and the movie is not great either. But overall, I like it.
And it itched your creepypasta itch for a small bit, I guess.
Yeah, it's cool and unique, I'd say. So, you got any questions?
Let me think about it. I don't know. I'm after finding out what his cat's name was, I could take a good guess at what color he was thinking. But
yeah, that's something. I know nothing about the guy, really. Like,
well, yeah, he made luring stories, where you're like, oh, I want to figure out more, but there is literally nothing. Yeah, like.
Yeah, I mean, I like his stories because they don't mean much, as far as I can tell. They're just, here's a normal thing, and then a crazy thing happens here, and that's it. There's not like
almost documentary in nature. Like they're always spoken from like the human perspective, and they never elaborate too far into like the supernatural, because that's his shtick. That's his total shtick. Like where he's like, it's too scary. It's too scary. It's the most horrible thing in the universe, but it's undescribable. It's too scary to describe.
Yeah, he kind of wimps out, at some point, but he wrote so much, and it's all in his own universe. And I would like to like read more. He's got like a whole universe, you know what I mean, where it's all connected in ways and whatnot.
Yeah, the Cthulhu myth. Oh my God, help me! The Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah, there you go, Cthulhu mythos. There's like a whole like Star Wars of universe stuff. It's all related, So
Honest
to cool.
God, 90% of the shit that you're gonna find is made up, fan fiction, because he, didn't didn't put in like the lore effort, like for Star Wars, for example, for each character in that cantina scene, there's 10 pages of like backstory, but like, clearly there is a 10 pages of backstory for every unspeakable horror. He didn't really expand too much on it, but it's like left into like the fans to do that.
Like in the Star Wars books, there's backstory.
Yeah, well, shit. If you ever like,
there's books, right?
Of course, but those are no longer canon. They're legend now.
Hold up, the books are not canon?
Yeah, no, not according to Disney.
Oh, it's because Disney bought it all and was like, all right, we're gonna make some new stuff.
Yeah, there was a bunch of outrageous shit that happened in the books, like Chewbacca died because a moon hit him. Like he, he got crushed by a moon.
Okay,
Oh,
hold up. Chewbacca got crushed by a moon?
yeah, that's a
That's pretty crazy.
yeah. He was like an action-packed evacuation. He's like, "Leave me, go on without me," or He's like, Han's like, "Chewie, no!" Like, it's
Oh,
pretty fucking intense.
yeah.
Boba Fett crawls out of the Sarlacc pit like 10 years after he's been in there, and he's like, killed it from the inside and crawled out. And George Lucas thought that was cool, but he was not going to take that idea and put it in the movie.
Why?
So I don't know, man. He's got his own headcanon. Fucking keeps fixing the cantina scene, like Han and Greedo, so it's kind of a perfectionist. If somebody else is writing a book, he's not going to take that into consideration.
Okay. Okay. You seen the movie Underwater
No, what's that?
with Bella Swan?
I don't think I even know who that is.
That's the Twilight chick.
Oh God, Underwater. Just came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it just came out.
5 out of 10 on IMDb, 48% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's worth a watch. Okay.
Kristen Stewart. What did you say? What name did you say?
Bella Swan? That was her name in Twilight.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
Watch.
Yeah, me neither. I said Kristen Stewart. I didn't.
Bella Swan. Like,
Anyways.
that's gotta stay
in. Okay, let's quit
Let's
talking
gotta
about it.
watch Twilight. The next episode's gonna be Twilight. What's the deal with Underwater?
Well, okay. Well, so the Underwater is about these drilling people. They're underwater drillers, right? Like oil people or whatever. So they're at the bottom of the ocean drilling for oil. They have like a whole space station down there. And all of a sudden, things start going crazy. So what had happened was they drilled into Cthulhu's lair, and Cthulhu got out.
Oh.
So at the end, you see this big ass Cthulhu monster. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They don't really tell you much at all. Like, you don't even realize it's Cthulhu till the very end because he's so big.
Like, is this an
there's
octopus?
like these. No, you don't even know there's tentacles because they're just so massively big, and it's pitch black down there. So but you think it's like a bunch of little bitty monsters that are like 6 feet tall. Okay, let me back up. You think it's a bunch of these big monsters that are 6 feet tall, right? There's like millions of them, and they're trying to get in, and then you realize that those are just like the little like crustaceans on Cthulhu. And then like the camera zooms out at the very, very, very end. It's like a big old monster, and it's pretty cool. I like that. You should watch that movie. It's good.
What's the deal with like giant monsters having like smaller monsters like like lice all over it?
I don't know. I guess it's just because how are the people going to fight a big monster? Like, you don't really fight a big monster, but you can have like a fist fight with little monsters. So that's something like put in the movie. But then at the very end, you show the big monster, and it's like, well, there's nothing we can do at this point.
That's identical to Cloverfield. Like,
yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, where it's like, oh, that says multiple monster invasion. Like, it's like, I don't know, they shoot it and then like monsters fall off of it.
Oh, that's right. It was just one big monster.
Yeah,
and it had like a bunch of little ones on it. That's right.
But
that's pretty. It was pretty good though. I like monster movies. Those are cool. Yeah.
Well, this looks like an eel or something, man. Wait,
where?
See its face? I'm trying to look at the scene from Underwater.
Oh, the Cthulhu monster?
Yeah.
It looks like Cthulhu. It's got, big old teeth, got eyeballs, got tentacles coming out of his face.
Kind of looks like the Predator, with the mandibles.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's squid face, but you know, it's open source now.
Yeah, I guess so. But then she actually kills the monster at the end somehow. I forget. It was like a big old bomb. Like she blew up the station and it blew the monster up too. But anyways, so that's a pretty good movie too.
So the monsters are weak against underwater explosions.
Apparently so.
Oh my
All
god,
right.
dude, I'm getting some serious Subnautica themes watching this.
Oh, yeah, it's just like the
Like a
Leviathans in
Reaper
Subnautica.
Leviathan, yeah, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, all
That's a
right.
pretty good movie. You should watch it. I thought it would be rated higher. It's like just a typical movie, a little scary, you know. It's pretty good.
That wasn't even a big explosion. That was like a
You,
normal sized explosion. What was that?
you watching the ending?
Oh, was that not the major explosion? I don't know. I watched the part with the monster. So I'm not sure, man. Maybe. Yeah, that was interesting. It was kind of dark. That's how you do a Cthulhu monster right there, because you're not supposed to fight a cosmic horror. There's nothing you can do. The thing is playing mind games with you. You're just supposed to survive and try to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I mean, she killed it at the end though. I kind of wish it would have just ended like how Cabin in the Woods ends, where it's just a big old hand comes out and it's just done. But you know,
Yeah, or like, like hearing some sirens go off or something, like a news report, and then end it there. Or like,
yeah,
a giant whirlpool off the coast of blah blah blah. You know, and we can
yeah,
just end it there
okay,
with the mystery of what the hell is going on.
yeah, that would have been good. You got anything else to say about Color Out of Space?
No, I think I'll have to check it out. I'll have to listen to it. Listen to an audio version of it in my spare time.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Okay, well, this has been Learn the Burner. I'm Garrett,
And there's no
and we'll see you later. Bye.